because they deserve a DA that won't have sex with his employees, because they deserve a DA that won't put money in their own pocket when it should go to benefit children, because we deserve better.
Survey says that was a lie. All right, this is Nathan Wade, the employer of Fani Willis. Apparently, this is her little whoopty whoop. This her little yeah. You feel me?
Oh, I need it. You said in the affidavit that you roughly shared travel, though, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this roughly sharing travel, you're saying she reimbursed you.
She did.
And where did you deposit the money she reimbursed you?
It was cash. She didn't give me any checks.
So she paid you cash for her share of all these vacations.
Mr. Schaefer, you'll step out if you do that again. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so all of the vacations that she took, she paid you cash for.
Yes, ma'am.
And you purchased all of these vacations on your business credit card, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you included those in deductions on your taxes, correct?
No, ma'am.
No, you did not. He initially paid for that.
For Aruba, yes, ma'am.
So let's talk about both of those. I know he initially paid for it. Did you pay him back?
For the cruise and for Aruba, yeah, I gave him his money before we ever went on that trip.
You gave him cash before you ever went on the trip?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so when you got cash to pay him back on these trips, would you go to the ATM?
No, lady.
You would not go to the ATM?
No.
Okay. So Fulton County pays you direct deposit, I assume?
Yes, Fulton County and the state of Georgia both pay me direct deposits.
Okay. So the cash that you would pay him, you wouldn't get it out of the bank?
I have money in my house.
You have money in your house. So it was just money that was there?
When you meet my father, he's going to tell you as a woman, you should always have, which I don't have, so let's don't tell him that. You should have at least 6 months in cash at your house at all times. Now, I don't know why this old black man feels like that, but he does. When we were growing up, my daddy had 3 safes in the house. So my father's bought me a lockbox, and I always keep cash in the house. Now, I don't do it to the degree that my father would do it, so he would probably be ashamed with me, but I always have cash at the house. That has been, I don't know, all my life. If you're a woman and you go on a date with a man, you better have $200 in your pocket. So if that man acts up, you can go where you want to go. So I keep cash in my house, and I don't keep cash as good in my purse like I used to. I don't go on many dates, but when you go on a date, you should have cash in your pocket.
So my question was, where did that cash originally come from? If it didn't come out of the bank?
Cash is fungible. We've had cash for years in my house. So for me to tell you the source of when it comes from, when you go to Publix and you buy something, you get $50, you throw it in there. It's been my whole life. When I took out a large amount of money on my first campaign, I kept some of the cash of that. Like, to tell you, I just have cash in my house. I don't have as much today as I would normally have, but I'm building back up now. So you just put money in. It's a very good practice. I would advise it to all women.
So you can't identify when you came into this cash or where the cash came from?
I didn't say I couldn't identify it. No, nobody gives me anything. I am sure that the source of the money is always the work, sweat, and tears of me. What you asked me for is, when did the money go in there? What I am trying to tell you is, so I got divorced in 2005 from my husband. No, it's important. You said, where did the money come from? And I need to tell you where the money came from. And so for many years, I have kept money in my house. That money, in my worst days, has probably only been $500 or $1,000. At my best days, I probably had $15,000 in my house of cash. At all times, there's going to be cash in my house.
Now, I don't know if it's me or this yak, but Miss Fani looking like a snack. Miss Fani, do you like younger men? Do you like younger men, Mrs. Fani? Now, before I get started, I want to say one thing. Everybody pay attention. You see how assertive and how she gets to say everything she wants on that stand? How she gets to literally break it down? If you ever go to trial, you ever go to court, you can do that. You can do that. Don't be intimidated. I want y'all to take notes. No, I'm going to get out what I got to say. You asked a question, let me answer. Be on that type of timing. Now, with that being said, I understand. I like the whole money thing, the money perspective. Her daddy must have been a Southern man. It makes sense, you know, keep that cash around the house. You know what I mean? But at the same time, this whole line, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, she dirty as fuck. Everything they say she did that shit. Let's be honest. First of all, the man, your employer, I understand that you're his boss, but he makes $600,000 a year. Why in the hell are you reimbursing him for a vacation? He's a man. I know if I make that type of money and I want to take my lady out on an extravagant cruise, or we're going to Aruba, baby, don't pay me back. What you mean? Baby, I got this. He paying on his business credit card. First of all, he would have paid with his credit card, but that would have been his debt. Why in the hell are you reimbursing him in cash? That's suspect. Y'all knew what y'all was doing. Y'all ain't smarter than us. Come on now. You're paying Mr. Nathan Wade in cash because there's something that you're trying to cover up. Yes, you are trying to cover up your relationship, but I don't think that's it. I think that y'all were using funds that you weren't supposed to use. That's just my personal opinion. Because if y'all are in a relationship, that's one thing. There's nothing wrong with y'all being in a relationship from what I know. I don't know what the rule is, in your profession about dating employees. So I can't say that. But most likely you wouldn't be in this hot seat if it was just y'all was fucking. Y'all were hiding money and you were paying him in cash because he was paying from his credit card because it's probably not funded by the state of Georgia and from Fulton County. See, don't play in our face. Don't spit on me and tell me it's raining. And if I'm Nathan Wade, I would have took that chance too. Because it's something about your girl. And I saw when you got up, Miss Fani. You're dragging a wagon. But what does this mean for Young Thug? That's really the question everybody cares about. Nobody cares about Donald Trump. You probably not finna beat this case anyway. And I think that you're fucking up your campaign. You probably will no longer be the DA when time is up. If they can prove where these funds were going, then you're really fucked up because I believe that you're guilty. As far as Young Thug, this is what everybody's here for. This is really what they're trying to see. How does this affect Young Thug? Now, I really was thinking about this, and I'm thinking that maybe it's just you bit off more than you can chew. You came for every gang in Georgia, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it seemed like you came for the gang members who are celebrity status, somewhat type of some big following, something that's going to give you a big name. You went for the president, the former president of the United States. So it's crazy that you're spending all this taxpayer money for these huge high profile cases. And then yet you're still spending money to go on elaborate vacations with your flunky employee. Do you not see how that is a compromise? How come on, man. Now, I don't know how this affects Young Thug's case, but I'm just thinking about it. This is just my prediction. Like, let's say that you get fired or they find out that you're doing some illegal stuff, or this is just still just a big black eye to Fulton County, period. What's probably going to happen, at least, this is what I'm thinking. They're either going to be like, you know what? She's already, because the Young Thug case is going to go down right now before the Donald Trump case as the most money and the longest trial ever in Georgia history. And this is just to get Young Thug because you're giving everybody else all type of opportunities to get out. 20 years probation, 15 years probation, 10 years probation. This is what's probably going to happen. They're probably going to be like, listen, man, Fani is making us look bad. This is not good. We're just going to offer Thug, let's give him the standard 5-year sentence. He's already done 2 to 3. He'll be out the same way that Lucci was out 7-8 months. And let's just let's get this case over with, because this is a big black eye to the prosecution. You're not helping any of your employers out, and you're not helping yourself out because you're not going to get reelected as the DA of Fulton County doing stuff like this. And if they really want to fight it, they could probably somehow get the case dropped. I'm not a lawyer, but it seems like Young Thug has a shark. Brian Steele has got Thug dropped from a lot of different cases. LA, they found a gun at, you know what I'm saying? Then there was an illegal raid. They did Training Day style. Y'all have targeted this man. And don't let the allegations be true that you was fucking nut. Because was you fucking nut for a nut? Why did you need nut? You could have had a young player. You feel me? Anyway, don't let us find the motive. You already was goddamn Mondo's lawyer, private lawyer. So you're just too intertwined into all this stuff. It's not looking good for you, Miss Fani Willis. You're guilty. You're guilty as fuck. I do like the excuse about your daddy, though. That probably is true, but at the same time, you did some shit and you know you're guilty. You was very defensive on this stand. And I get it. You were trying to show assertiveness. I'm the boss. You're not the boss. But we see right through you, baby. But good luck to your future. You're looking good, baby. You your mama daughter for real. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. We out, baby.